Does anyone care about Clash in Paris? More like ass in Paris, if you ask me. I'm looking at the card, and these jagoffs have the nerve to make this event 5 matches. Like, you're going all the way to France for 5 matches? Tickets in the thousands of euros for 5 matches? Have you people lost your minds? You know, now, one of the things about Clash in Paris that I think would have had some appeal, especially to a European market, because Europeans, I think, tend to be attracted more to the foreign wrestlers, would have been the Stephanie Vaquer match with Naomi, who, you know, obviously she's out now because she's pregnant, but I would make the argument that Naomi was the most over wrestler in the entire roster. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal, right? That match was a big deal. They canceled it because Naomi's gone. Now, I don't know why Stephanie Vaquer just doesn't automatically become the world champion, you know? But it is what it is. That's up for Adam Pearce to figure out later on. But in this card, we just have a bunch of garbage. Like, who the hell wants to watch this? You know? First of all, we have what is probably going to be the main event. Cena versus Logan Paul. Now, in a vacuum, this match would be an acceptable, you know, WrestleMania level, night 1, mid-card type match. In a vacuum. But in the context of what's been happening in the WWE recently, this is not even a pay-per-view level match in the slightest. Here's why, cucks. The reality is, you have a much bigger feud looming. Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Now, that feud is also irrelevant because nobody gives a shit. But at the very least, it's Brock Lesnar and Cena, right? In this one, it's like, who cares if Cena wins or loses? You know, the last part of Cena's run is pretty much predicated upon, like, him just being there. You know, if he were champion for the entire run, that would be fine, right? That would make sense. You could then kind of write something around it. You could just be like, all right, who's going to take the title from Cena? And if you give him enough worthy opponents, then his entire run could have benefited. You know, this is effectively something they didn't even think of. Like, the first credible opponent he had was, realistically, Cookie Rhodes. And Cookie Rhodes beat him. You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares that Cena beat Randy Orton. I mean, it's cool for the fans that want to see that match. It's cool for the different dynamics, maybe. But nobody really thought that Orton was going to beat Cena for the title, right? Sure as shit, not one person thought R-Truth had any chance to do anything in this company. You know? Nobody seriously thought that, at least, right? So, what is the point of this match? And I believe this is going to be the main event because obviously it's not going to be Bronson Reed, the undercard nobody, who's like, I think this is his first, like, singles pay-per-view match in his entire career. You know? And like he's going to be wrestling Roman Reigns, so obviously he's taking the L. And even if he doesn't, like, even if, like, you know, the Vision cheats and he ends up winning the match, like, so what? You know what I mean? He's not going to beat Roman Reigns clean, and probably Roman's not going to be around for a while. So it doesn't mean anything, you know? There's that, like, that element too. But Cena is still the guy, right? Irrespective of the fact that this is like a special attraction pay-per-view, Cookie Rhodes and probably Brock Lesnar cannot be bothered to show up. I mean, Cookie Rhodes, that's for sure, right? Cookie Rhodes is just not going to show up because he's, like, doing a movie or whatever. And then obviously Brock Lesnar, I just don't see them flying Brock Lesnar all the way to France to just have, like, one moment. It doesn't seem like something Lesnar would do. But even if he does show up, he's not having a match there, right? So this entire event, in my opinion, is already compromised because, once again, it's predicated on Cena showing up and carrying this company on his back. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, motherfuckers. Like, we have a world title match, and I mean, there's obviously a chance that that could be the main event. It's actually very possible, but nobody cares about that match. Nobody's going there to see Seth Rollins. People are going there. This entire year of WWE is predicated upon, is Cena going to be there or not? And I'm sure the ticket prices reflect that. People in France are going to try to see Cena for the first time and last time for most of them. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, the question then becomes, why did Cena lose the title to Cookie Rhodes? You know? Like, think about what's happening here, motherfuckers. Cena is there, right? Cena is showing up in WWE, and Cookie isn't. Well, if you knew this was going to happen, which they obviously did, then why not change this up a little bit? Why not have Cena beat Cucky, and then Brock Lesnar attacks Cucky and Cena, right? In attacking Cucky, Cucky is removed from the competition. Cucky is gone. He can do his movie. And Cena can feud with Lesnar for the world title. You know? That would be a great feud. You could even have Cena win, or even have Lesnar win. Then the winner is going to get Cucky Rhodes. But they did this completely backwards. Instead of making things make sense, they had Cena get attacked. Think about this for a second. Cena gets attacked by fucking Brock Lesnar, right? And he's fine. Like, he shows up the next day, or whatever, the next episode of SmackDown. He's already in a feud with Logan Paul, and he already has a match. Meanwhile, Cucky Rhodes shows up the same day, right? Gets Claymored, slams his head against the table, and he's out for like a month, at least, right? So the WWE champion can be Claymored out of the equation, but John Cena can be F5'd by Brock Lesnar, who in the kayfabe world of WWE is basically a god, right? He's basically like the fucking Minotaur, you know? And this guy cannot take out Cena, like, even though he's trying to, and Drew McIntyre basically accidentally takes out Cucky Rhodes. This is the writing that they went with. Instead of having things make sense, think about how many things would be different. Number one, the champion would be around, right? Number two, the champion would be John Cena instead of Cucky. Number three, you could actually have Cena versus Lesnar mean something. Number four, like at the pay-per-view, as in Paris, we would have a WWE title match. Even if this one we're still to remain Cena versus Logan Paul, right? You would at least get Cena versus Logan Paul for the world title. Now, granted, Logan Paul's not going to be the world champion beating Cena, but there's always a small chance. Logan Paul is in that position, right? But instead of doing any of this, they've decided to do something else. And that is, take the WWE title and remove it from TV, along with Cucky. Meanwhile, Cena still carries this shit. Again, it's one thing to have this happen in a number of different ways. Like, for example, if Cena were also going to leave, right? If Cody's going to go do his movie and Cena's going to go jack off or something, right? Then fine, have him drop it to Cody. But if Cena's going to come back and be there for the next several weeks and get into a program and wrestle the next pay-per-view, why in the blue hell would you not make this a world title match? You could even have Cena turn heel and still be champion. I don't know, I don't care, right? That could be good. I mean, it wouldn't be as good as what they should have done, but we're way past that, right? So the reality is that the Cena heel turn has been a complete and colossal disaster, you know? As evidenced by Clash in Paris, also known as Ass in Paris. Nobody wants to watch this shit, right? It's also the last pay-per-view, I believe, that's like on Peacock, like for real. After that, we're switching to ESPN. I don't know how that's gonna play out. I don't give a flying fuck, you know? But for better or for worse, this is the note you're going off on, right? Now imagine if you're someone who is of two minds. Someone who's thinking, well, I would like, it'd be cool for me to have fucking, you know, the opportunity to watch the last pay-per-view, and this pay-per-view might have some, you know, weight in terms of whether or not I'm gonna get the ESPN thing. And then you tune in, and the pay-per-view doesn't even have the world champion in it. Just think about that. Why the fuck would I go and get ESPN? So I can see LA Knight? No disrespect, but come on, you know? So I can see Jey Uso? Are you kidding me? Where the fuck are the world champions? You know? Like the real one, I mean, not fucking Seth Rollins, the real world champion. So, with that being said, it's like, it's one thing to do this, and it's another thing to do this when you don't have to do this, right? That's what I'm getting at here. They didn't have to do this. They could have just let Cena have the title for a little longer. Like, ask yourself this, motherfuckers. What was the point of Cucky Rhodes beating Cena and Lesnar attacking Cena at SummerSlam? It seems to me that the reason they did this was just because it's SummerSlam, right? They looked at their dumbass calendar and they're like, oh, it's SummerSlam. We need something to go down. Like, they weren't ready for it. They weren't ready to follow through on any of this shit, right? Cody wins, there is no follow through at all. Next day, he's destroyed by Drew McIntyre, hasn't been seen since. Lesnar attacks Cena, no follow through at all. Why not just do all of this when you're ready to do it? Like, for example, if Lesnar's going to come out and attack Cena again, why not erase the SummerSlam one and have him come out once and then follow through with it? In other words, motherfucks, why did Cena drop the title? Cody doesn't have any reasonable challengers. Even if we saw Cody versus Drew McIntyre at the next pay-per-view, Cena and Lesnar is more interesting. Like, and this is the last point, motherfuckers. If we have Cena and Lesnar in a match, in a singles match, and we have Cucky and Drew McIntyre in a singles match for the world title, Cena and Lesnar are going to be the main event, right? World title or not, they're going to be the main event like 95% chance. There is a 5% chance that they put Cody in the main event. But you know for a fact that if Cena's the champion and Lesnar is the challenger and Cody and Drew are in a feud, there is a 0 chance that Cody and Drew are going to main event in a meaningless match. See what I'm saying? So there's no point in making Cucky the champion. All they've done is shoot themselves right in the asshole. See what I'm saying? And with that being said, I guess we'll see how it plays out. We have Raw tonight, which I'll be watching and reviewing tomorrow or something. We have Raw, but I mean, what is there to watch? You know? I mean, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to end with a brawl. No one's going to give a shite. And that's going to be it. So with that being said, motherfucks, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you douchebags tomorrow up in this bitch.